Hey guys, Danica Ferrante here from mybeautyscraps.com. Today I wanted to share a really fun idea. It's inspired by a challenge for the Pocket Your Year Pocket Scrapbooking class. I'm a member of the creative team for that class. And if you want to find out more about it, you can head on over to my blog. There's a little badge on the right-hand side that you can click on to learn more. But right now, there's different units every month, and this month we're doing a challenge a day, which has been so much fun. It's really the perfect thing to snap you out of a scrapbooking funk. So I'm jumping in as a member of the creative team on the challenge for today, which is to think outside the pocket. So it's all about using your project life supplies in other ways to create a mini book, or maybe in your art journal, or to create a card. Sounds right up my alley, right? So I had to jump in on this challenge, and I wanted to share it with you guys. You haven't heard a lot about it here on my channel because most of the class content is exclusive to the class, but this month we are sharing a little bit about what's going on in these daily challenges. So I do have a video that I'll link down below where I flip through everything included in this awesome Project Life by Stampin' Up collection. This one's called Good Vibes. So I'll link that down below if you want to check it out. But I just grabbed 2 cards from the kit to create the greeting card for today. So I also grabbed a piece of Whisper White cardstock and I cut it in half and scored it in half. So we end up with a standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card base. So we're gonna need to trim these down for some layering. But I wanted to show you the stamp set we're gonna be using today. It's new in this year's catalog, and it's available in my online store if you're interested. It's the Designer Tin of Cards stamp set. So it coordinates with, you guessed it, the Designer Tin of Cards. This is one of my absolute favorites. I recommend this kit to everyone because you can create a tin for your cards with dividers so you can have them all organized by occasion and everything. I absolutely love this kit. I'll show it to you real quick. So it's in this really cute striped tin, and inside you get all of the paper materials and embellishments you need to create 16 cards. But even if you're not interested in getting the tin, which I don't know why you wouldn't be, but this stamp set is one of my favorites because it has almost every sentiment you could think of. It has some really great icons and designs. It's very, very versatile. So I'm going to use this stamp set today, and I'm going to start by trimming down my 4 by 6 card so it's going to layer nicely on this card base. How gorgeous are the colors in this Good Vibes kit, by the way. I absolutely love the bright colors. I'm getting ready to scrapbook my summer vacation, I hope. And I'm definitely going to use this kit for that. So I'm just going to trim the one side, the 6-inch side, down to 5 1/4 inches. So it's going to layer nicely on my card base. And to get this little card to layer nicely on top of that, I'm going to trim this down just a little bit on both sides. I want it to be like 3 1/2 inches wide instead of 4, so I'm just going to take like a 1/4 inch off of each side. And then all of our stamping is going to be on this piece. So I'm going to put these things out of the way so I don't mess them up. So I had my little Stampin' Spots that I got from my paper pumpkin kits out on my desk. So I'm just going to use those instead of the full-size ink pads today. And I'm going to start with the confetti image from the stamp set, the larger confetti image. And ink that up and stamp it right on the top. I decided to use this speech bubble card for today's greeting card, not because I didn't like it, but the horizontal orientation isn't one that I use a lot in my Project Life album. I do try to switch it up and use different pocket pages, but I really don't use this one a lot, so I thought I could sacrifice it for the card today. But creating greeting cards out of your Project Life cards is a really great way to use your Project Life cards that maybe aren't exactly your style or aren't in an orientation that you typically use, or even when you're kind of using up the last bits of your kit and you just have a few cards left, you don't really have enough to make another full layout, using those leftover cards to create a greeting card is always a good idea, because we all use birthday cards, right? Especially birthday cards. Those are the ones that I never seem to have enough of. So I didn't mention the confetti I stamped in Emerald Envy, and the greeting that actually says celebrate your day, which obviously I think of birthday, but lots of different days could be your day. You could use it for a shower. All right, and I'm going to put that right in the middle. Very cute. So let's grab some snail adhesive and start putting this together. So see how cutting this journaling card down just a bit leaves a nice white border on all four sides. And because this is a very simple card, I wanted to pop this piece up using some Stampin' Dimensionals. Now, where did I put that? Ooh. I'm glad you guys can't see my desk right now. So I'm almost to the end of this sheet of Stampin' Dimensionals, so I can share with you my trick. Once you use the last one, you still have a border around the edges, so you can just snip another piece off and use your edges. You guys know I am all about using all of my scraps. So we'll just peel the little backings off. They'll go in the trash bin later or end up stuck to my clothes. And we'll just put that right on the top. Now this is very cute, and you could certainly end here, but you know, when you just don't know when to stop. I think I'm going to use my balloon punch, and I have some coordinating paper. So these colors are, not all, but some of them are new in colors for this year. Like this Emerald Envy is a new in color to Stampin' Up. And I have this pack of envelope paper. So it comes in all of the 5 colors, all of the 5 in colors. So Emerald Envy is one of them. And so is Flirty Flamingo. I always love color names. So I wanted to punch a balloon out. As you can see, I already tested it. But because this is envelope paper and not like the designer series paper, it's very thin. It's an envelope weight. So when you just try to punch it by itself, it can tear and not really give you a nice, crisp, clean edge. So my trick for that, you see my handy little scrap paper here, is to just layer it with another cardstock, scrap cardstock. And then you can bring your punch in. Sorry, it's hard to do this, getting it in the frame. But you bring your punch in, and then you punch them both out together. And then you're gonna get a nice clean cut. So to save a little bit of time, I already did that with the Emerald Envy, and I glued them together to make it a little sturdier. So you're really not wasting that piece of Whisper White paper. You of course could use a scrap paper, but I had Whisper White on hand, I have a lot of things on hand, but I had Whisper White on the table and I was being lazy. So I'm just going to cover that with some glue, and actually, as you can see, the envelope paper is double-sided, I should mention. One side is solid colored and the other side has the pattern on it. So because we're using a liquid glue, you have some slide time where you can line them up nicely. And then we've got a couple balloons, festive polka dot balloons, to put on the front of the card. Here I can show you, this is what happens when you try to just punch that envelope paper by itself. You get a, looks like you tried to chew it off. Get a very rough edge. So our balloons need some strings, and I had some leftover baker's twine from the July paper pumpkin kit. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of that and some mini glue dots. So I'll put a mini glue dot, oops, sorry, maybe I'll show you. Put a mini glue dot right on the back of that one. And on the back of that one. And I think I'm gonna mix up my strings and do pink on the green balloon, Flirty Flamingo on the green balloon, and Emerald Envy on the Flirty Flamingo balloon. So I'm going to adhere these down first, and then I'll trim up my strings. So how am I going to adhere these? I guess I'll use a glue dot for the big balloon. 2 glue dots. You guys know I love my adhesive. You don't want your card falling apart in the mail. And then let's cut up another piece of the Stampin' Dimensionals for the little Flirty Flamingo balloon. Just want to make sure we don't cover up any of the words when we put that down. And we pop that right up, and there you can see it really has some nice dimension. And we'll trim up our strings. My scissors are getting a little dull. There we go. And then you could just let your strings be free, but I think I'm going to put a little bit of glue down so that they stick together right there on the bottom. This Tombow multi-purpose glue dries clear, but it'll be behind our strings anyway, so you don't have to worry about it. And then I just have to have the patience to let that dry. And then I'm going to stamp the back of my card using my hand stamped for you stamp that is so well loved you can barely recognize what it is anymore. But this is from the Better Than Email stamp set. This is my absolute favorite stamp for the back of cards. It's a nice finishing touch. So that's it for a quick and easy card, thinking outside the pocket and using your Project Life supplies for something else. This card was really fun to create, and I hope you guys liked watching this video. If you did, I hope you'll subscribe for more fun crafty videos, and leave me a comment down below telling me what you like to do with your leftover Project Life cards, or cards that just aren't right for your album. Do you art journal? Do you make mini albums? Do you put them in your kids' lunch boxes? I'd love to hear your ideas. So thank you guys so much for watching. And oh, if you do want to see some up-close pictures or get the dimensions and everything from this card, I will have a coordinating blog post too that I'll link down below. But that's it for me today, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks. Bye.